Hi, we are Grigori Gharveyn. This is part 8 of our current project, Our Future History, How the Earth Made Peace. Part 8, Memetic and Noetic Sciences. The Memetic and Noetic sciences were pivotal to our ancestors' reformations of their worlds. Memetic and Noetic sciences were only emerging as priorities for study in our ancestors' times. Memetics studied cognitive agents and their agency's abilities to perpetuate themselves by culturally transmitting their instruction sets to each new generation and to foreign cultures. Memetics deconstructs or breaks down human communication behaviors. Memetics traces the logical trees of flawed instruction sets in order to adapt metacognitive mediating overlays that mitigate the effects of harmful memetic agents' reactive responses. Metacognitive programming processes are a particularly vital subject of noetic science studies. Noetic sciences study the direct relationships between human minds and their physical environments. All human minds actively participate in collectively constructing all perceived shared realities through a process called manifestation, another key noetic sciences subject. Manifestation, in our ancestors' times, was a system of beliefs that studied how people are directly responsible for everything they experience and how, by learning to think and emote more clearly with intention, all people may learn to produce consciously directed manifestations that more and more closely resemble their ideals about how they wish to experience their lives. Manifestation was a key subject because, collectively, our ancestors were both accidentally and intentionally involved in processes that might create their own dooms. In order to ensure that they would manifest increasingly healthier worlds, our ancestors needed to learn the arts of manifestation. Healthy manifestation requires us to be clear in our hearts and minds about what we intend. If we are conflicted about what we intend, then we may be prone to manifest events in our lives that may seem less ideal than what we may believe we asked for. Manifestation is always a synergistic sum product of all of a person's intentions, wants, and needs. If a person secretly desired punishment, then anything they manifest as a reward will have a spoiler aspect that degrades the pleasure of the reward, because the reward also causes a punishment that may cause them pain or distress. Lying to receive a reward is a good example. A liar's guilty conscience expresses itself in ways that make the rewards of lying bittersweet. Humans manifest everything they experience. Each human manifests entire universes and all of creation to their own unique requirements. Our shared experiences on planet Earth are enabled by a sub-process of manifestation known today as consensus reality. Consensus reality is a collective consciousness cognitive template for the entire planet Earth, all human civilizations, and all the unique universes which support the Earth and its human civilizations. All humans non-consciously communicate through their collective consciousness to define a cognitive model of reality that is shared in common to individually create our own private universes, so that each of these universes appears to be nearly identical with anyone else's universes. Because we each evolve our universes from common pools of cognitive resources, memes, the cognitive development we each acquire follows parallel branches of logic, helping assure our individual realities are massively parallel to all other people's individual realities. Several of our ancestors' most common mental illnesses were due to how people participated in co-creating their worlds together. People who relied on too much information from consensus reality to manifest their worlds with too little information from themselves became depressed. They were creating worlds for themselves that were nearly devoid of anything personally meaningful or rewarding. People who relied too little on information from consensus reality to manifest their worlds, experience worlds too rich with their own unique information. Such people were often diagnosed as schizophrenic. Complete breakaways from consensus reality were possible for our ancestors. People who made such complete breaks were typically diagnosed as psychotic. Consensus reality was essential to all people's construction of their individual realities. A common misunderstanding in our ancestors' times was that there was a single reality that everyone belonged to. In a higher spiritual sense, this was always true. However, in a very local context, this was demonstrably false. Noetics and memetics both study how human minds work. Epistemology, a branch of philosophy, studies what it is possible to know. Epistemology helped advance the emergence of memetics and noetics. What epistemology taught scientists studying our cognitive evolution was that all people construct their own models of reality in their minds. Epistemology taught our ancestors that all people's direct experiences of their immediate realities were mediated by their cognitive models. In our ancestors' times, a person must be very skilled in Enlightenment sciences to directly apprehend the world around them, independently of their own thoughts and mediations of their experiences. In our ancestors' times, most people were caught in webs of illusions created by their own minds, because their models of reality were incomplete or misinformed. Enlightenment provided our ancestors with the tools to reconstruct their individual models of reality, but Enlightenment could not tell our ancestors what sort of new realities they should begin creating for themselves. The Enlightenment sciences all agree on one central point: to know thyself. Once self-knowledge is nearly complete, it becomes possible to become peaceful. Once we have become peaceful, the possibility of world peace naturally emerges. Our ancestors learned to identify elements of the Enlightenment movement in every culture and to unify their diverse cultures through their common cultural messages regarding enlightenment. The Enlightenment sciences inspire people to become more loving, peaceful, just, respectful, nurturing, and compassionate. However, the Enlightenment sciences emphasize that it is always each person's free choice how to respond to the inspirational aspects of enlightenment. Each person must always be free to choose any destiny for themselves. The Enlightenment sciences teach how this is possible. It remains up to the human race, collectively and individually, to implement their mutual ideas to everyone's best mutual satisfactions. In addition to noetic sciences, subjects such as cognitive theory and application or manifestation, noetics study many other human potentials related to our minds. Today, noetics teaches us how to mediate the laws of reality in ways our ancestors rarely glimpsed outside of their dreams. Today, we are evolving many new abilities that few people in our ancestors' times could experience directly for themselves, such as telekinesis, telepathy, and including remote presence skills such as clairaudience, clairvoyance, bilocality, multiple presences, precognition, and teleportation. Today, we have the freedom to explore the sum history of all human experiences. We can each experience the immediate lives, thoughts, and emotions of any or all of our ancestors. Today, we may remember our children's future lives. Through our children's lives, we may now remember all of our descendants' future lives as well, into the farthest reaches of all of our collective and individual futures as a race of human beings. These were only dreams for most of our ancestors. However, today, we have new realities to explore, realities enabled by our ancestors' faithful quests for enlightenment and world peace. Enlightenment sciences teach self-respect. Self-respect is the origin of all true mutual respect. Enlightenment sciences teach compassion. Compassion is how we provide justice by always acting as living examples of our highest ideals about justice to the best of our individual and collective abilities. Enlightenment sciences teach about love. Love is the strongest emotion in creation. Love fuels our dreams and manifestations. Love is what binds all of us together, regardless of any differences. Love is an eternal presence in every person's heart. Love heals. Perhaps, above all, Enlightenment sciences teach peace. Peace is the foundation of all munificence in our lives. Peace is the fount of all wisdom. Peace is a blessing we may always find in our own hearts. The peace found in each individual person's hearts unites us with the peace in every other person's hearts. Peace is the path our ancestors embarked upon by developing the Enlightenment sciences of Memetics and Noetics. Peace is the path our ancestors chose when they united themselves with the interfaith movement and developed the tools and skills they would need to help bring peace on earth. Our ancestors pioneered the skills we rely upon today to ensure that all people everywhere are blessed by peace, liberty, justice, security, diversity, and abundance, with no one left behind. Namaste.